Welcome to another CollectionSpy video demo. This video will explore one of CollectionSpy's core features, the real-time collections instance tables. The collection's main view is subdivided in tables that show you all container instances organized by interface types. So we have tables for maps, lists, sets, queues, and so on. Each table row corresponds to a single container in the heap of your profiled application. Understanding how to use the information shown in these tables is easy once you know what each column is for, so we'll explore some of the most important columns one by one. The live column lets you distinguish between live and garbage collected containers. Several CollectionSpy functions, like looking at the snapshot content of a container, can only be performed on live containers. To prevent tables from filling up with dead containers, CollectionSpy will regularly remove garbage collected containers from the tables, using removal parameters you can configure. The first few columns all deal with fundamental container identity information. The class column, for example, tells you the concrete implementation type of a container, and the element type column, or key and value type columns in the case of maps, tell you what kind of elements the container holds. As you can see, CollectionSpy lets you configure various highlighting styles to highlight particular types in these class name columns. The Errors and Warnings column contains the results of running CollectionSpy's container analysis rules. These configurable rules are executed on demand, for example by selecting the Apply Rules menu item in the Analysis menu. Analysis rules results can be viewed by calling up the Table Context menu and selecting the Show Details command. In this example, the error complains that the container has been accessed by more than one thread while not being a thread-safe container. The Threads column tells you how many different threads have accessed a container up to now. The next three columns contain the names of up to 3 first accessing threads. This information is invaluable when debugging container corruption bugs caused by multiple thread accesses. The Allocating Code and Allocation User Code trigger columns show which code caused the container to be created. The Table Context menu gives you access to 2 related commands. The first lets you view the full stack trace for the container allocation event. And the second lets you jump to the source code for the allocating code. To view any source code, CollectionSpy delegates this task to your favorite IDE. CollectionSpy supports Eclipse, NetBeans, and IntelliJ for this purpose. The number of elements, capacity, load, and resizes columns all relate to how many objects a container currently contains, and whether its internal storage is being used efficiently. For large capacity-based containers, the load and resizes columns are invaluable in tracking down wasted capacity or performance problems due to expensive internal resize operations. The accessed column and subsequent method-specific columns give you a real-time count of how many times a container has been accessed via a public API. As with the allocating code columns, you can view the full stack traces that caused any API access, so that any container access can always be retraced. When plain counter information is insufficient to diagnose precisely how a container got to be in its current state, CollectionSpy also gives you full container API auditing. This produces a time-stamped log of all API accesses, including which thread caused the access. Collection instance tables can easily contain hundreds or even thousands of rows, so CollectionSpy also lets you search tables. The search dialog lets you find containers having specific attributes such as identity hash code, container type, element type, number of elements, and so on. All collection tables can be sorted on any column and let you select which columns you want the table to show. This demo concentrated on the core features of the Collections main view, so be sure to consult the user guide for detailed information on all the functionality this view has in store to help you solve your collections-related issues. The next demo video will explain other features available only in CollectionSpy, the only profiler for the Java Collection framework.